October 1st, August 1st, June 22nd, February 1st, July 28th, May 1st. These dates are important and you're going to learn why today. You'll also be hearing a COVID-19 update sprinkled in with some new things going on in our world and what's to come with Kachi. Coming up on the Peru Travel Podcast.
Hey there, my name is David Kozlowski and you're listening to the Peru Travel Podcast, a show where we talk all about Peru travel. Between my co-host Kevin Girl and myself, we have over 6 years of working experience in the Peru travel industry. We've developed a business called Kachi Life that helps push the limits of sustainable tourism and provides help and support to those surrounding communities that otherwise don't benefit from the travel industry. We are Kachi Life, and this is the Peru Travel Podcast.
All right, today is August 1st, and it just so happens to be a very interesting day in Peru, or a very beautiful day. And before we get into that, a little bit of update in our personal life. Kevin, he has moved out of our man cave home, if you will.
Growing up.
Yeah, he's getting civilized. It's just me now. In case you guys didn't know, Kevin and I used to live together. That's how it was so easy to do podcasting. And now it's just me by myself, by my lonesome. That's why I did that here in Bingham episode. I was
you got the dogs.
I got 2 dogs. I got 6 chickens.
Yeah,
David picked up some chickens and he got some ducks. If you listen to the show, David is our guy in Peru. And, during COVID, he's like, I got nothing to do. I saw you got chickens. I was a little jealous. So he went and picked up some chickens. So yeah, today is August 1st, as I said. And the reason that that's a big deal is because today is Pachamama Day.
Pachamama Day. Mother Earth.
Yeah,
Mother
that's
Earth.
right. Which Pachamama is, I don't know a ton about it. I guess we probably do an episode on it and do some research, but which you could find it on Wiki. But anyways, the part of Pachamama Day, we got a phone call early this morning. I was actually laying in bed. I was slightly hungover, and it was a video call. And David was like, "Good morning. We're hiking up a mountain. We'll call you in 10 minutes." And so he called us again, and
14,000 feet.
Yeah, 14,000 feet. I'm like, dude, I could not.
Day.
Yeah, right. I'm sitting here hungover, like I need a coffee right now. And they basically gave an offering to Pachamama, and a shaman was there. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It's cool just to chill.
Dave woke me up too. I didn't sleep very good last night, and all of a sudden, I get a phone call, and there's Pachamama ritual happening, celebration of the earth.
That's
funny.
funny.
Really cool. It was really, really cool. It was awesome.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about a lot of different dates, give you guys a COVID-19 update, and we'll definitely talk a little bit about what we got going on in Kachi, where we're going to be growing to this next year depending on COVID. We're getting a lot of mixed information, so we're going to try to simplify that as much as we can here on this podcast. But again, we got the first date done, which is August 1st. The other one on the list is October 1st. Why is that important, Kev?
Inca Trail.
That's right.
It's the big one.
That's right. So if you're wondering and you're trying to book your ticket for 2021 for the Inca Trail, those become available October 1st. So no matter, I want to preface this. This is important to know because we always say you have to book your Inca Trail 6 months out. But if you're trying to book for January in 2021, you have to book it in October.
Yeah, you got to. It's a quick rush.
It is. There. It is. Mm-hmm. And that being said, one thing that I do want to stress, I don't know how a lot of businesses do this. You just got to take that in consideration, I guess, at the end of the day.
First come, first serve.
It is, right. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say without saying it. So yeah, I don't know how people handle it when you can't. How are you paying for? I don't know. We've never run into that though. Not many people want to book in January. We do, but we're doing the Inca Trail in January for a second time, which would be really cool. I've done the Inca Trail around this time of the year before the first time, and I'm doing it again. And this time I'm going to, I think we've talked about this on the show. We're going to do a podcast. We are going to have a guy from Germany come who is straight up German. So we'll definitely have a great accent on the show.
Straight up.
Yeah. We'll have David on the show finally, which would be fantastic while we're in Peru. I'll be in Peru roughly 26 days, I think. Dang. 27, 23.
Are you moving there?
No, not moving there. But I've got I got a new job during COVID, so I'm able to work remotely. So I'll be bringing my work down with me. And very thankful for this job to be able to do this. And there's a lot that I think I have to do ahead of time to make sure that I'm set for success when I go down there, because I do care about the job. But I think it's a great opportunity to be able to be there for so long, provided that COVID doesn't screw me over. And with that, My brother is actually going to be joining us. I have a stepbrother. I call him brother, whatever. He's my brother. And he will be joining me. And he is coming from Mazatlan, Sinaloa in Mexico. And believe it or not, he speaks Spanish. So that's going to be really helpful because God knows I don't know how to speak it. And I've been taking private lessons, not doing that great still. But yeah, so that'll be really cool too to have him on the show and on the podcast. He'll be doing some filming and then just kind of hanging out, talking with us, and we'll be doing a vlog of every single day. We think we've come up with a really great itinerary. I'm like going way past the date of October 1st, but damn it, book your tickets October 1st for the Inca Trail. All right, third on the list is June 22nd. What's that, Kev?
June 22nd is Inti Raymi.
What is Inti Raymi for those who don't know?
Basically, it's a celebration of celebrating the sun. The Peruvians believed, or I should say the Inca people at the time believed that they were children of the sun. So it was just kind of a way to give back to the sun god and celebrate. They'd leave some sacrifices of llamas and children. And
wait, what?
Yeah.
They sacrifice children today?
No, not today.
Oh, okay.
This is back in.
Yeah, I'm over here like, bro, this is not like a festival I want to go to.
No, it was a gift to the sun god so that
nonchalant.
The sun god would provide abundance and prosperity.
Interesting. Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, that's that always takes place on winter solstice.
So if you were a traveler and you were going on June 22nd, like where would you? Is this all of Peru? Is this typically in Cusco? Is this kind of
the biggest celebrations in Cusco? That's where it's happening.
Right in the city, or
so there's actually 3 different locations that the celebration takes place. So it starts in the. I'm gonna butcher some. We're good at butchering words here. The Coricancha.
Okay.
It basically takes place. So each of the 3 sites are the sites that that were special to the Inca people. Ruin sites that these celebrations take place. So basically, the first part of it of the day starts at the Coricancha. From there, they move on to the plaza in the middle of Cusco, and just a big celebration, a lot of dancing, a lot of
chicha.
Yeah, there's chicha. Yeah.
So it's a big party kind of. Is it modern now? Do you think?
Yeah. There's costumes and
sure,
yeah,
but it's like it's still pretty modern. There's probably food everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I would assume kind of like January 1st, where like it's just a big, massive party and people are having fun. That's cool.
Yep, it's super cool. They do. There's like a little procession that happens around the plaza, around the square.
Okay.
It's if you check out some videos on YouTube, it's pretty darn cool.
Well, there you go.
It's awesome.
Yeah, check that out. One of the interesting things that you wrote down here in your notes is that it started in 1412
yep.
until 1535, and Spanish conquistadors.
The conquistadors came in. They were. There's a lot of big Roman Catholic influence, and
the fact that it didn't start back up again until 1944 is crazy. And what are these names that you've got under listed?
So those are there's 2 guys that started back up in 1944. 2 guys. One is Faustino Navarro. He was a Peruvian actor, and then also philosopher Humberto Unda. They both kind of wanted to get the traditional celebration going again. So
interesting.
Kind of got it rolling again and got it back going, and now it happens every year on winter solstice.
And it sounds like the last festival is that Sexy Woman.
Yeah,
I love that name.
Sexy Woman. Sexy Woman. Yeah, so that's really where the action is. That's the cool. I bet that's where the action is.
Nice one. Now, how do you pronounce the word?
When David in Peru says it, he always says sexy woman.
It sounds like sexy woman.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's where the cool spot is at, because I mean, if you're doing you're at the first 2 sites, it's first comes first served.
Sure.
The cool procession and the celebration and the costumes and stuff, that's at Sexy Woman. That's actually ticketed, so you get like a seat and everything. And
oh, crazy.
Yeah, it's a good time.
So if you're coming around the June time, maybe you want to line up on June 22nd to be able to go to Inti Raymi, which is a festival of the sun.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's cool stuff. It's one of the biggest days of the year. in Cusco.
Biggest days. That's cool.
Yep.
And I would assume potentially maybe the second biggest day, which, Inti Raymi kind of hit around the same time as COVID this year. And we've also come up on Independence Day in Peru, which is...
So Independence Day is also called Fiestas Patrias. So there's 2 days with that. So it's July 28th. So it just happened here a couple days ago.
Okay.
And basically it's a celebration of there's 2 days for the official celebrations, 2 different days. First day is celebrating when the actual Declaration of Independence from the Spanish is, which was on the 28th. And then the 29th is the day where they
established the Republic of Peru.
Yeah, they established the Republic of Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, do you know much about, I know this is probably like off topic and off script. Do you know how Peru came into existence to a degree? Like why? I mean, obviously it wasn't just always Peru, right? Like it was an empire. So like what happened to make it Peru?
You mean like the Inca people or do you mean like the Spanish?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like
So
who
each
made it Peru?
Basically the Spanish did. The conquistadors, they came in and they had set up colonies.
Okay.
So they set up Lima. That was one of their biggest establishments was Lima.
And what was it before Peru? Just like an area of land, like they really have like markers set up, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm not up to date on that. We'd have to ask David. He's the historian.
Yeah, so, sure. That's fair.
But I mean, the conquistadors came in through South America and
and then they started bolting up lines, you think?
Yeah.
Like basically saying like, this is Peru. We're going to call it Peru. And
well, I'm sure they called it Lima.
I just don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand like how that, I know how, man, I was so uneducated in terms of world like geography, like how these countries fell into place. We understand that Spanish conquistadors did South America, right? But then like how did all of a sudden all these places turn into different countries? Whereas like on the US side, it's just very different. I don't know. I mean, I would like to get that information. Maybe we need to look that up. Cool. Is there anything else you got for Independence Day? There's a lot of notes here, man. I thought maybe you'd have all this information. So, South America is really interesting, and here's how these countries got formed.
Well, basically, it was during the 1800s that the liberation of South America happened, and that's why it's celebrated. There's 2 different fighters. One was coming from the north, one was coming from the south. Kind of met in the middle, just liberating pretty much South America from the Spanish.
Oh, so so would you say that was like the Revolutionary War of South America to a degree?
In a way. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. There's 2 different guys. First one was Jose de San Martin. He was he was making his way from the south, and then Simon Bolivar was coming from the north, and basically they kind of met in the middle, and
they were together.
No, they were separate. They were 2 different. A lot of this was happening around the same time, but they both were in. One started in the north of South America, one started in the south of South America, and just trying to free everyone from Spain.
Same mission, but they didn't even really know each other, you think? Or
I'm sure there was, I'm not up to date on the detailed history.
There's
super
just
detailed history.
Yeah, we got all right. Okay, good to know. If we got any historians that know all about this stuff, let us know. We gotta get David on this podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like even David though would be like, yeah, it gets a little gray.
I'm sure
in some areas because you really don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's just not documented. What else we got here?
So today, it's a pretty big celebration around the country. It's another one of the biggest days of the year.
Okay.
28th. Let's back a little bit. It's 20th, like I said, 28th, 29th are the official days. Starts on the 25th. And that's just kind of, it starts in Arequipa.
Okay.
Starts at the St. James Festival, St. James Day. And just a lot of big feasts and, dancing festivals, Creole music, food.
Creole music.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
Interesting. Sure. I would not expect that in Peru. All right. So let's go to February 1st.
We're going to skip over the official holidays, the actual days, 28th and 29th. We were on the 25th. the unofficial beginning of the celebration.
Oh, my bad.
He wants to skip right over the independence.
Keep going. I thought we were on a time crunch, man. My bad. Go ahead.
No, we're good.
What you got?
28th is then the actual official day.
Okay.
July 28th. Basically starts the morning with the 21.
Dude, this is 3 days of like giving it hell.
Oh yeah, they celebrate, man.
Jeez, man.
In America,
cool.
we're like one day, one and done.
One day.
They're like,
it only took one day to have it happen. You know what I mean? Just one day. Peru's like, nah, bro, it took us a couple days, okay?
basically 21 cannon salute in the morning. And they have
what?
21 cannon salute.
They shoot the cannon 21 times?
Yeah, right. They shoot.
Oh, okay.
Then it's followed by mass. There's a large mass that
would get
happens,
boring,
which the president attends.
Oh man, good for him.
And if it's an election year, then that's also the day, since it's the independence, the start of the country.
Sure.
That's when the new president is brought in, if it's the election year.
Really?
28.
That is so cool. Mm-hmm. I wish America did that. Like,
I know, I was thinking about that.
That is actually, there's some significance here.
I mean, it makes sense. When I was sitting there thinking, I was like, it makes sense to do it on this day.
Yeah, dude. It needs to be like built up. Yeah. They need to build that process. I'd be like, bro, 4th of July, all these things, like this is all at the same time. It's a whole wrap of emotions. Like,
yep.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So 29th is actually pretty cool as well. Like we said, that was when they actually established the Republic of Peru.
Okay.
That's when they kind of celebrate the military. So there's a big parade of, different armed forces.
That's cool.
The special forces, they have helicopters, tanks. They're just rolling through the street.
Oh, just rolling through.
Yeah. They do some cool stuff. I was watching one video on YouTube. They had people dressed up in Avatar costumes going through. And,
really?
Yeah.
I like how you're like, the tanks are just rolling through the street like it's some ludicrous song. Like, what? Or Limp Bizkit, excuse me.
Yeah.
It could be ludicrous too. Move. All right. Are you good on Independence Day?
Yeah. Now we can move on.
All right.
You can't skip the good stuff.
No, that's actually really cool. Yeah. Indigenous self-defense militia. Sorry, going through your notes. February 1st.
February 1st. Closing.
Of Inca Trail.
Yep.
So don't go February. May 1st.
May 1st.
I got May 1st on here.
Yeah. What are you writing down? Labor Day.
Labor Day. That's right. Yeah.
Peru
thank
Labor
God
Day.
you found that. I was about to start Googling why I wrote May 1st. It's the Peruvian Labor Day. Yeah, that's right. Cool.
So, yeah. A few different cool holidays. I mean, obviously we're leaving out the biggest ones. Christmas is big, and
New Year's
Easter,
Eve.
We're trying to get the unique stuff here.
Yeah, definitely. As we progress, we wanted to take a quick second to talk about our sponsor today. No, it's a joke, total lie. All right, so now as we're going to talk about what's kind of going on in Kachi World and COVID-19 update. So we are in constant communication with our team down in Peru. When I say that, it's actually quite a lot. We recently got a phone call from David telling us about, obviously, Cusco is struggling aggressively right now, and there's a lot of concern that international travel might not open up by within 2020. However, it's just very difficult for us to even fathom that due to their big hit in travel. I know that there's a stimulus package that they're creating for small businesses, from what we understand, that will potentially help a lot of the small businesses that are operating in Peru. That doesn't affect us, which doesn't affect David, and it doesn't affect a lot of our guides and cooks. And quite frankly, I'm not sure that I know many companies that are tour operation companies in Peru that are known globally that are local to a degree, like fully locally, that would be able to benefit from this. So, it's an interesting situation, but nonetheless, we hope that a lot of people do get help and support from the good stimulus package.
Right.
I'll give you an idea though of how hard it is there in Peru. And again, we understand that there are hard times everywhere, right? People are losing jobs. There's everyone's got their own sort of pain right now in what's happening. But that being said, people are putting white flags outside of their houses in Cusco or their rooms, and it's a sign of like, hey, please come help me, please give me food or anything like that. So it's crazy to think about that COVID-19, this pandemic, has put some people in a position where they just can't afford to buy food.
Yeah, it's real sad.
It is super sad. So interesting to hear that, especially because food is so high in abundance. And thankfully our team is doing really well. And we understand that the small farmers communities are doing well in terms of food because they obviously live on farms, but they are economic wise, they're just completely devastated right now. So posing some very interesting times. I will say transparently, David has had to resort to taxiing. So he purchased a vehicle, saved up some money and bought a really, really crappy car and is taxi driving. And Frank is trying to sell chicha in Cusco and is struggling pretty aggressive with that. So point of us telling you this is that like, hey, we understand everyone's struggling, but it would be lying to not just tell you what's happening. There's no travel. So there's nothing we can really do right now, which brings us to the next thing is that as we know that travel may have a long time to pick up, we are creating assets that we can sell virtually if you're interested. We're banking that travel will open back up in Peru this year. We have a trip planned in December. We want to go. We're going to make it happen. But in the off chance it doesn't, or in general, if travel doesn't increase very quickly, we want to be able to create some products that we could actually sell to help support that local economy. And when we say that, all of our proceeds up to a specific number, I believe, right out the gate, go to David and his family. And that includes Frank and any other guides that have worked with us to try to just kind of help supplement their income in this time of need. One of those things we've talked about for a very long time, it is the Machu Picchu ebook. And it's for real this time. The content is done. We're working with the designer, Montana. She's amazing. And
it looks real good.
Yeah. Well, and we're about to redo another one because I didn't like the design.
I thought from a non-design person perspective, I was like, dang, this is great.
Yeah. So we're redoing it, but it's almost done. It should be hopefully out within the next couple weeks. We're going to try to give it at an affordable price. And I think from there, like I said, we're going to try to just make sure that our team is being taken care of.
Yeah, just to get those guys taken care of. We don't want them suffering,
Right. So that's kind of our game plan. And then on top of that, if we are able to go to Peru in December, I know you got to go, Kev, so I'm going to try to speed this up. If we are able to go to Peru in December through January, I will also be traveling to Bolivia with my team. And in that time of going to Bolivia, we will be opening up a few tours in Bolivia. So if you want to go to Bolivia and we may grow, I don't know what this means for the podcast. There's talks about some other countries and opening up some opportunities for us. We don't know if we may add another podcast to our list, and maybe it's more generic and travel related, and we kind of keep the Peru Travel Podcast going. But wanted you to be aware that we are expanding. We're looking to expand, especially in this time where we know that in the future we would like to diversify our efforts. This is a perfect time to grow, ironically, even though no business is coming in.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
It's a confusing time.
Yeah.
It's hard to process. We don't have any overhead, which helps a lot from our end. I mean, our overhead is website and tech and tools, but outside of that, we've kind of been able to kind of skate by and keep creating content and keep doing what we're doing. So
totally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be on the lookout for that ebook, guys. Thanks so much for listening to the Peru Travel Podcast. If you got any questions, feel free to email us, info@kachilife.com. If you want to check out our Facebook group, it is Peru Tips for Travelers. It's on Facebook. Check it out. It's a safe place to ask any questions related to Peru travel. The community is fantastic. There's a lot of great people on there, and they're open to any question you might have. If you love what we're doing, give us 5 stars. Show us some love. Leave a funny comment. We're going to talk about it on the show because we love those funny comments, and we know Kevin's horrible at Spanish, so we want to make fun of him for that. Thanks so much, guys, for listening. Again, I'm David Kozlowski.
Kevin Groh.
That's right. And you are listening to Peru Travel Podcast. Have a good day.